Church splits come in all shapes and sizes, but the root of the problem is always the same. A person or a group who want things done their way. In 1 Corinthians 1:11, Paul points to this issue in Corinth, and he actually writes, "I've been informed that there are quarrels among you. One is saying, 'I'm of Paul,' and another, 'I'm of Apollos,' and 'I'm of Cephas,' and 'I am of Christ.'" Now notice the categories that Paul just gave there. He begins with what we might call the loyalist. These are the people that say, well, I'm of Paul. We're part of the pioneers who'd bonded with a man, the formative figure representing the people who follow the foundational leader and nobody else can ever match up. And second, he says there were what we might call the stylist. I'm of Apollos, they yelled. Apollos, the eloquent orator who was schooled at Alexandria and made the Old Testament come to life, representing the charismatic personality and the people who buy into the glamour of the bigger-than-life leaders. And then Paul goes on third to name the traditionalist. They said, I don't know Paul or Apollos, but we go all the way back to Peter, the real church in Solomon's portico, where we gathered daily and shared our food before all the newfangled stuff, representing the group who always misses the old days. And last were the pietists, probably the most difficult. Well, you listen to Paul and you Apollos, but we only listen to Jesus, the smug, over-spiritualized, self-righteous Illuminati, representing the group who refuse to submit to human leaders. Now, make no mistake, in our flesh, both you and me, we all have a tendency to build factions and cliques or to divide the church. And that's just what the enemy wants. The loyalists who think their spiritual giant is always right, the stylist in love with the cutting-edge ideas, the traditionalists trying to throw the church back 100 years, and the pietists who are a lead over everyone and listening to nobody. So be careful. Outside of core doctrinal issues, don't become exclusive. Lay down your personal preferences, worship with humility, treat other people with dignity, and most of all, focus your gaze constantly upon Christ.